Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new series where I explain things using pins. Okay. And today we are going to be doing nukes. So, let's start on the small scale. We're going to start with the little boy, which uses uranium. An enriched form, of course, but it is uranium. So, let's create a grid of points. This is an atom of uranium. And uranium is very unstable. Every once in a while it shoots out stuff because it doesn't want to have so many protons and neutrons in its nucleus. And it's all wobbling around and sending stuff out. But if there isn't enough of it, more of these neutrons getting shot out are going to just fly out than they are going to hit other ones. But if, let's say, there's even more of them, it's probably as many as I'm going to draw, but in real life, there would be a lot more atoms than this. In this case right here, it's subcritical. It can't quite sustain a reaction. Now, if a neutron happens to hit one of these nucleuses, well, nuclei, that's the correct term, it'll shoot out more than one neutron because it's uranium, and it'd do that. So then if there's enough uranium around it, one of these might hit one of these and start another chain reaction. And that can keep going. Now in this demonstration right here, this is critical because only one neutron is hitting each nucleus. So it's just maintaining rather than exploding out or running out. So then, let's say each of these, or most of them, do end up hitting a nucleus. You can see how this expands out, and it ends up doing this rapidly. Now, I'm going to show in this diagram here. So, let's say this goes this direction, it escapes. But then maybe this goes this way, and this goes this way, this goes this way, until kaboom, we got an explosion. That is super critical. Now let's see how we can use that to make a bomb. We're still doing the little boy here. And this is a gun barrel type design. And I'm sure you know what a gun barrel is. So, there's this little property. So, if there isn't enough mass, like here, it's not going to explode. It might be critical or subcritical, but it can't quite sustain a reaction or explode out. But if we have this much, less of these are going to be able to escape, and they're going to instead go inside. And this is going to be super critical. And the little boy takes advantage of that. So we have a subcritical mass here, kind of like this one, and another one right here. Sorry, my cat's getting in the way. And we have gunpowder over here. And what it's going to do is this is going to go off. It's going to explode. And it's going to push this piece of uranium all the way over to here, where it's then going to combine with this one and create a supercritical mass. And it's going to explode and kill a lot of people. Okay. So that's how the little boy works. Of course, it's more complicated than that, but this is the basic principles that make it work. Now, we're going to look at the Fat Man, which is the second bomb ever dropped. Well, used in like combat, basically. And it works by a different principle. Instead of trying to make more mass like this, what it's trying to do is compress down the mass it already has. Because density also plays a role. And I'm going to demonstrate. The plutonium here is going to work the same way as the uranium, although plutonium actually has a smaller critical mass. So let's presume this is our field right here. Now, the majority of the neutrons getting shot out by these are not going to hit each other. So, subcritical. But, let's say we got some force that pushes these all in. So now they're super close together, like this. So now they're a lot more likely to hit each other instead of going in between these gaps. And that's another way to hit supercritical. So, the way the Fat Man does this is we have this ball of plutonium right here, and it's surrounded by charged explosives. Now, these have to be very precise or it's not going to work. They've got special reflector panels and stuff, but this isn't going to be important. And then, when we explode all of these explosives right here around the rim of this, it's going to compress all this plutonium into something like this. And this is going to be the outer shell. So this plutonium is a lot denser now. And like we demonstrated over here, now that it's denser, it's actually become supercritical, and it's going to explode and cause a lot of damage. Well, thank you for joining me in episode 1 of Explained by Penn, where I explain how nukes work. Thank you.